Hi, everyone. I'm Gabriella here, and I want to speak to what we're experiencing happening in Los Angeles right now, in which people have been, by and large, peacefully protesting the presence of ICE as it relates to the illegal deportations, and the Trump administration has called in the National Guard. And the reason why I wanted to do a broadcast here is because it's very easy for this to touch a place of overwhelm or rage or anger or hopelessness. And this is very normal. This is a very human response to injustice. And so I wanted to give a bit of direction as to where we can place our focus, not only looking at our neurobiological health and well-being, how we can help our brain process what's happening, but also looking through the lens of psychologically where how we can be with what this touches inside of us in the stories that we tell ourselves about our sense of agency or capacity or what we could do, particularly when it touches so close to home to injustice or violation. And then also spiritually, I will be leading us through a prayer, so it gives us a place to anchor these feelings and also invite the grace to support us. So, neurobiologically, what is happening is a significant large scale stimulation of our limbic system. And I'm speaking in terms of us and we, not to assume that we're all being impacted by this, but a lot of us are witnessing, feeling, and processing what's happening both in our nervous systems in heightened sympathetic responses of fight, flight, or freeze, and also in the dorsal response of freeze. And so we're touching a lot of survival threat response because we are facing things that are significantly threatening. And so first, let's talk about what we can do to help our brain come out of the midbrain processing of our limbic system, which is basically our alarm bell center of the brain, which is designed to red alert, just like if a fire alarm is going off. We want to be signaled as to where there's danger so we can know how to get out of the building. But we also want to bring on some of the soothing neurochemicals that come from our upstairs brain, bring in some of that yummy extrasynaptic GABA that can really help, that is secreted when we have full brain activation, when the upstairs brain is integrated with the midbrain. So what does that mean? We want to bring in the skill of witnessing and observing and being with what is touched inside. So just take a moment to reflect on what are you feeling and what is touched inside as you witness the events that are unfolding. Do you feel scared? Is it reminding you of other times in your life? Do you feel powerless or do you feel enraged? Does it make you want to get up and do something? So just taking a moment to notice, what is this touching in you? Like, what is coming up when you feel into it? It touches a place of, honestly, a terror in me and a feeling of just disgust in how people can behave when they're so disconnected from their humanity. So, number one, we want to bring on the observer witnessing mind of our upstairs brain to look into our downstairs brain, into our midbrain, and say, hey, what's going on in there? And just by doing that, that starts to create a little bit of differentiation that can help us attend to the upset that might be happening. So, how do we do that? So, we notice like I'm feeling threat, I'm feeling terror, and I'm also feeling disgust in what humans are capable of. And so, from there, I want to offer myself some grounded reassurance and mirroring that, oh, of course I do. Like this makes sense. It's hard to watch. It's hard to witness firsthand because I have people in my life that have been affected by these deportations. So I'm seeing firsthand what's happening. It's not from the news, it's from personal experience. And so the first thing that we want to do is just mirror to ourselves, like, oh, I get it. Like this is hard and it makes sense that it's upsetting. And I can feel that that already is inspiring an inhale and an exhale in my body and in my nervous system, just simply allowing myself to see myself. And so then the second thing that we want to do is look for how we can find regulating resources. So this is, we want to look towards what are the things that helps our nervous system shift from a threat response through this incredible process called neuroception, our inborn bodyguards that are searching for threat 12 times a second inside of us, around us, and between us. We want to start looking for cues of safety and resourcing. So that might be through cuddling with an animal, or cuddling with a loved one. When I went to bed last night, I was really upset by the news. And so I turned towards Nicholas, my husband, and just asked him if he could just hold me. And so that was a regulating resource. Maybe for you, it's turning towards someone or a pet, or it's going and getting into a warm bath, or maybe it's sitting under a tree or walking on the beach. Something that connects you to a feeling of warmth or safety, even just for the moment. So that's the second thing we do. We turn towards regulating resources. And then the third thing that we do is we remind ourselves by invoking the higher part of us that I believe we are all divine beings having human experience, and that there is a higher authority, there is a higher wisdom that is present in us. And to the degree that we are aware of this, it's a relationship that we can turn towards. So we turn to the place that recognizes, there is something playing out here. This is a dance that has been playing as long as humans have been alive, the dance between destruction and chaos and birth and new life. And this is an exaggerated example of it. So we honor that there is some level of a divine plan playing out here. And we also honor that there are governing forces of grace that are here that can support us, that can guide us, and that can help us connect with our higher nature as humans. So let us enter into a prayer at this time in whatever way works for you, God, universe, the spirit, whatever your language is. Let us just take a moment and call ourselves forward into that divine energy field. So let's just take a moment and bring our hearts together here. And so, Father, Mother God, dear Lord of all creation, just now we invoke the presence of grace to be with us here. And we ask for the clearing of those of us that are watching, those are us that are involved in the protests all around our country and the world, and also those of us that are being deeply impacted by these measures that are being taken by this current administration that are harming people. And so we place all of these people in your loving energy, including ourselves. And we just ask for the clearing of any imbalance, any disturbance, any negativity. And we ask that a covering be placed upon each one of us, a covering that brings a sense of shielding, of safety and protection. We place invisibility shields around the vulnerable to keep them free from harm. We place support and protection about those that are standing up and standing forward, using their voices, their bodies, their energy to actively stand forward and let it be known that this is not okay, what's happening. And so we ask for your grace to emerge through us in all of the ways that we ourselves may experience upset, threat, anger, fear, in any ways this lives inside of us, in any ways that we may perpetrate this level of harm against ourselves in our relationships in a subtle way that mirrors what's playing out in the world around us. And we just ask for a blessing of healing and integration. And we place this protection around all that are standing on the side of the light to be supported, to be resourced. And we also place this prayers with any people that have forgotten their humanity. We ask them to soften their hearts, to remember themselves to being part of the human family, and that there be a restoration of kindness, of equality, and of caring restored into the hearts of all humans. So we just ask at this time for the higher nature of humanity to prevail, and that any energy that does not support this highest good, that it just be dispersed, and that the actions of compassion, collaboration, be made manifest through each one of us here. And just now, we offer a silent blessing to all that are involved in this conflict that's playing out, asking that harmony come forward through grace in service to the highest good. And so it is. All right, my friends. So let us not despair, or if we are despairing, let us turn towards our feelings of despair with understanding. Let us reach out to the support that is here and available for us. And let us turn to a place of faith and hold clear pictures in our mind of what we want to create more of. So we can indeed stand on the side of the light and recreate a new possibility that works for all of us and demonstrates self leadership in a way that allows us to recognize that we here, I have the power to be the change. You have the power to be the change that we wish to see. And let it begin inside of each one of us. And until then, God bless, and I shall see you soon.